It's the Dino Wells Show. What up, everybody? Dino Wells in the building, Ep.4 of the Dino Wells Show, doing the thing. Everything is good on this Tuesday. Just want to give y'all a shout out for everybody who is following my podcast and checking out my shows. Shout out to everybody who's enjoying that and sharing and telling people about, Dino Wells. Pretty much just want to talk about a couple of things. One, I want to talk about if you're trying to get into the entertainment business and once you decide that this is your career, this is what you want to do, you have to, one, be persistent. Two, you have to invest in yourself. You really have to invest in yourself. And three, you have to pay attention to detail. Because if you don't do neither one of those, then you're going to end up failing anyway. When there are obstacles block your path, what you're going to do, run up to the obstacle and then you're just going to turn around or just quit? No. You're going to go through you're going to bust through that obstacle. Sometimes the obstacle is hard to bust through. You just got to keep chiseling away until the obstacle's out the way. If you want to be an actor, filmmaker, cinematographer, PA, whatever it is, about writer assistant, whatever, you have to do what you have to do. You have to do your due diligence. You have to work hard. You got to study. You got to master your craft. You have to actually probably ride the coattail or shadow somebody that you look up to, study them, and see what made them great. Me, I'm a writer. I'm an actor. I'm a director. I say inspiring director. People say, don't say inspiring, you're a director. That's okay, whatever. I'm a poet. And I'm a boxer. Now you're going to have naysayers in your ear. You're going to people telling you that you're not going to do this, you can't do that. And if you let that get to your head, then they won. Then you're not going to complete your goal as a boxer or actor or director or writer or whatever the case may be. Now, you have to really, one, you want to get your headshots. If you're an actor, get your headshots. Make sure you get some professional headshots done. People that's accustomed to the film, that knows the film business and know what casting directors are looking for, and get those headshots that best represent you. Two, find an acting class, take some acting classes, so you can hone your skills as an actor. Three, find whoever is your favorite actor or actress and watch them and learn them and watch what they're doing and, learn your timing and learn the delivery of your lines and things of such forth. Learn a monologue. Get a monologue. Learn your auditioning skills. When I first got into this business and when I had my first audition, I bombed that audition big time because I had no idea what I was doing. I just thought it was simple. You go in, you read to the director or casting director, and you do your scene or whatever. And I went in there and I just bombed it. I was nervous. Oh, that's another thing too. Confidence. You got to be confident. Not overly confident, but you got to be confident in yourself. Especially when you're going into an audition. You have to have confidence, be well rested, and have confidence. But don't be overly confident, because that That's a bad look actually. Overly confident. I mean, you can be confident, but overly confident is kind of crazy. I mean, if you can't, if you could pull it off being overly confident, then hey, that's you. But I feel if you just go in there with confidence and you have high self esteem, you have self esteem and you pay attention, to your surroundings and do what you was taught in your audition classes, then whatever you do with that role that you're going for, 9 out of 10 times you might get it, but or you might not get it. It just depends on what they're looking for. But if you go in there and doing what you're supposed to do in that audition, and you pour your heart into that character, and when those casting directions over, then boom, you'll get more work. Some people, I started off as an extra. See, my goal when got into the entertainment business, I got into the entertainment business in 1997. But my goal was to actually go to the Olympics in 96, win the gold in 96, turn pro in 96, win some fights, win a belt or two, defend those belts, retire, and then go into the entertainment business with accolades as world champion. Because I wasn't going to do the boxing long term as I turned pro. I probably would have boxed maybe 4 years and defended my title a couple of times, had some good fights, and call it the day, and just get into entertainment. I don't think I would have ran as long as Mayweather has took his journey. I don't think I would have went that far. Because my whole goal is I just want to, I wanted to be an actor, writer, director. Although I was a good fighter, I just didn't want to fight that long. I want to do enough in boxing, to etch my name in the Hall of Fame, and then get into, like I said, and get in the film business. Because there's a lot of champions that you don't even know. They was a champion. They held the belt one time, and then you don't hear nothing of them anymore. They're not worthy of being a Hall of Famer just because they had one belt, title, defense, or whatever the case. There's a whole bunch of champions out there in all the weight classes that held the belt at least one time that you don't even know of. People who remember Buster Douglas because he beat Mike Tyson. But if he didn't beat Mike Tyson, he would have beat somebody else. You wouldn't even know who a Buster Douglas is. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of champions. And that's why I said I want to just defend my belt a couple of times, maybe 3 or 4 times, and then retire. And get into the film business and do my thing that way. But it didn't work out that way. I didn't make the Olympics. I didn't even get the trials. And I was distracted with a lot of other stuff going on outside of the ring. And I became an extra on Scream 2, which opened my mind. I was like, wow, I want to do more. Okay, I do this extra stuff, sitting around. A lot of people complaining because they sitting around for hours and just, these not, these and those. But me, I'm sneaking off from out the extras holding, and I'm walking on set. I'm trying to see what's going on. I want to do more. I want to learn more film. Of course, I almost got in trouble, so I go back to holding. But I sneak out again, and I go back to set, and I look and I watch and see what they're doing, watch the actors rehearse and all that stuff like that. And it's like, man, I want to do what they're doing, man. I want to get there. I want that. And then I did, after working Scream 2, I took an acting class. I took a workshop, I should say. Now, once I did that workshop, I was like, man, I want to do more. Then I got on Mama Flora's Family, and then I became a featured extra on that. I got featured. And once I got featured on that, I said I want to do more. But then I went through trials and tribulations in life again, and then, things and such forth. And I stepped away from entertainment for a while because of, I was missing boxing and whatever the case may be. Boxing is a passion of mine. I love boxing. Boxing and this is away from, not taken from, I'm talking about entertainment business or anything, but when you're a boxer, when you're a fighter, like my son yesterday, My son really pissed me off yesterday times 10. You know, like and this is saying that I'm not trying to force him into entertainment. I'm not trying to force him into boxing, but the boy can fight. My son can fight. My son can scrap it up. It's in his DNA. He learned and he can fight. The thing is, he's lazy. He's super duper lazy, right? So I have this other little boxer named Latrell. He's everything that I want in my everything in the trail I want in my son. Like he wants to fight, he wants to train, he wants to learn. Latrell can fight. He's just scared to get hit. Latrell can move, he can punch. Latrell hits hard. He's just scared to get hit. He's very timid, and you can't be a timid fighter. And I got to break him out of that. But Deshaun is not a timid fighter. Now, when he first started off, Deshaun was timid. Deshaun is not timid anymore. It's like every time he works, it's like he has something to prove. It's like he has something to prove to me or whatever the case may be. But anyway, he doesn't train, he doesn't run, he doesn't do anything. He just plays his video games. He be on his phone, and he don't do no running. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't initiate anything. Say, "Dad, I'm gonna go running," or nothing. He doesn't do anything like that. And I explain to him all the time, like, look, I ain't trying to force you into boxing, but you said you want to box, you want me to train you, but how can I train you? You're not showing the initiative. You're not pushing the effort to be a boxer, okay? And that goes with film business too. You got to put the effort. You just can't. Nobody's not gonna hand you a role just because you look handsome. You know what I mean? Nobody's not gonna give you a role because you're handsome. Nobody's not gonna give you a fight because you can fight. Because the boy can't fight, but he doesn't put no gas in his tank. He doesn't run. He doesn't do anything. Nobody's gonna give you a fight for you to get hurt. You're gonna get in the ring because you can fight, but you're gonna get hurt because you're gonna run out of gas. You know, he makes some little mistakes here and there, and that's what I want to do. And this is the reason why I brought this up is yesterday he sparred Trail, and he did good. Trail was messing up, of course, because with his timidness, but Deshaun made a couple of mistakes while he was working with Trail, and I was like, wow. I called him lazy, and he said, I'm not lazy. And I called him lazy again. He said, but I'm not lazy. Well, how aren't you lazy when you don't do anything? So that's called lazy. What else would you call it then? Anyway, I told him, when you finish sparring Trail, keep the gloves on. You're going to take a break, and then you're going to work with me. Trail takes his gloves off so he can record. Deshaun takes his gloves off. And I said, "What are you taking your gloves off for?" I'm just taking a break. Like, what are you talking about? I said, keep your gloves on. You're going to take a 45-second break. Then you're going to work with me. And then he had this little attitude. And I said, you know what? I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you how you lazy. So I guess he got scared, thinking I'm going to beat his ass. In the middle of the street, think I'm going to beat his ass. So he walking back and forth, don't want to put the gloves on. And I tell him, like, for one, you disrespected me. You're not if now this is on Periscope, the world can see. We had people on there. We had like 66 people watching. There's out of those 66 people, they might be a coach, a football coach or something on there. I'm your father and your trainer, and you're not listening to me to put your gloves on so we can work, and you getting out having an attitude because I call you lazy. And then I said that I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, I'm going to show you. Now, I ain't saying I'm going to beat his ass. I said I'm going to show you why you're lazy. Because when I spar my son, I take it because he's on a whole different level than Latrell. Latrell's good. Don't get me wrong. Latrell he can fight. He's just scared to take punches. And then he's scared to land a punch because he's scared to get hit. Deshaun used to be like that, but he's not like that anymore. So I can step it up an inch, like a notch for him when I spar him. When I work with him, my son, I could take it up one notch with him. Although I still got to hold back because, he's just 100 pounds, So at the same time, he over there, like, I guess he got into a scared mode and didn't want to put his gloves on. He walking back and forth. So you got 30 seconds to put those gloves on. Or if not, you can go in the house, put your phone on my bed, and you're not going to get on your phone. You ain't playing the PlayStation or none of that because that's jacked up. You're going to disrespect me, and that's showing that you're not coachable. And I counted 30 seconds. He didn't put the gloves on. I told him to go in the house. He had attitude, went in the house. Because me and Trail started working out. And I started working with Trail. And I told him I'm not gonna ever train him again because that was the ultimate disrespect to me, disrespect to me as a trainer, disrespect to me as a father, and I'm not ever gonna train him because I don't have to deal with that. Because I put my 100% pride in boxing, and like I told him, I'm not forcing you to buy. If you telling me, if you doing this to show me that you don't want to box, then why even come out there anyway? Why even tell me you want to fight if you're not gonna put the effort in it? He tells me he wants to be in the entertainment business, but you're not putting the effort in that either, because I can coach him. You know, my other son, he wants to box. He plays football. He wants to act, all that stuff. You know, he was uncoachable at first, but now he has a whole different mindset now, my other son. So he's coachable now. First, because I told him you're not gonna get anywhere with that type of attitude. And Deshaun is the same way. He's even worse. He's worse right now. It's like, I don't know. He's not coachable, and I'm not gonna deal with nobody that's not coachable. You know, you'll go somebody else with that attitude. You're not gonna even play football if you're gonna be like that. So if you're losing the game by 20 points or 14 points, you're gonna have an attitude. You're gonna be huffing and puffing, throw your helmet around, and you're just gonna sit around and you're gonna be uncoachable. You're never gonna play in college. You're not gonna play in the NFL. You might as well do something else, find something else in life instead of doing that, because that's crazy. Anyway, but yeah, when it comes to whatever field you got to put your 110% effort behind it. You got to do it, because if you don't, you're not going to achieve nothing, your goals or anything. All right, well, I'm going to put a track on. It's a track that I did on Music Maker Jams called Hey Trackenstein. My name is Dr. Trackenstein on Music Maker Jam. Hey Trackenstein is my most played song on Music Maker Jam. It's the most played, most commented song on Music Maker Jam. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. So I like it's my favorite song now. And I'm going to play the whole song on here so you can check it out. It's 7 minutes. Check it out. Yep, that was Hey Treckenstein by me, Dr. Treckenstein, on Music Maker Jam. I played it in its entirety because that was the most played song, most commented song on my Music Maker Jam. So that's awesome. I had like over 150 some songs there, and I think before that, the most I ever had was like 30 views or 30 plays, like 30 plays and probably 20 comments. So that was kind of sick. Anyway, um, today is a wonderful day. I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying this journey. Um, with the issue with my son though right now. Hopefully that he will understand that you just can't give up nothing, give up on anything. Like I told him, I'm not forcing you to fight. If that's what you want to do, you came to me, said you want to fight, and it was an honor, and I trained him, and I trained him to the point where he's at now, and right now he's only at 60%. He's at 60% to greatness. 60%. That's good starting off. Where Latrell, he's at 50 right now. He's 50, 45, 50%. You know what I mean, for greatness. Where Deshaun is at 60, close to 65. Well, I say 60. You know what I mean? Now, and he knows he's a good fighter, but he gotta work on his little issue that he got going on. I'm not gonna train him now because he got to really show me something for me to come out of my shell and say, look, I'm gonna train this boy because I know he got talent. You know, I know he got talent. I want to instill it in him. It's in his DNA. My other son, he can fight too. He just makes a shitload of mistakes, a doo-doo load of mistakes. I said doo-doo. You know, and he's probably 20% ready for greatness. But he can't fight too, but he just makes a ton of mistakes because I don't train him like I want to train him because he doesn't live with me. But if he was living with me, he'd probably be at 90% right now, ready. Because he's just a pure athlete. Because he's a beast at football, basketball. He runs track, and he's just a beast. He's a beast athlete. He would be 90, probably to 95% ready to take on anything and be ready to be a champion. You know, so but he's not with me, so he's got 20% because he is in his DNA. He has a natural talent when it comes to maneuvering and bobbing and weaving and stuff like that. And that's like I said, this is my other son. He's good. I have to give that to him. He's good. He just need to be under me more so I can teach him more and more and more and more stuff. Um, that's something else I want to talk about actually. Um, just still grind actually. Like I said, still have to go back to what the main topic was. Whatever you got to do, you gotta study hard. I am an acting coach. I learned from my coaches. Where everything that I'm instilling in other people is what I've learned in my journey. The do's and don'ts in the business, the do's and don'ts. You know, don't be overzealous, don't be jealous, don't envy. Although it's all that's natural, it's gonna come. And you be envious of somebody else while you working as background. Somebody else be featured or something, and you want that feature part, but you're not doing what you got to do to become a feature. You know, so, but if you taking that long road approach to it, now if you real beautiful or handsome, your looks are coming to play. But if you look good, you can't act. They're not gonna. You got to get some acting classes in. You know, well, you're not gonna get no lines. You're gonna be featured all the time. You know, so I'm a handsome guy. I'm not ugly. I was getting featured a lot, and I knew I couldn't act. I mean, I can act, but I knew my acting skills was not on a level. My acting skills are a lot better now as opposed to back in the days. But I was getting featured a lot, and I was like, man, I gotta step my game up because I'm tired of being in scene with these actors and not saying anything, and I'm just moving around and nodding my head and pantomiming and stuff like that, but not really delivering any lines or showing my actual acting skills. I mean, I showed my acting skills being a mute, you know, but delivering lines and being on time and the timing and all that stuff like that, that comes into play with practice and studying and learning your craft. And you have to do that. Whatever position you are on set, even if you're an electrician, if you're a sound guy, if you're a boom guy, you gotta know that you gotta have your arms. If you're a boom guy, you gotta make sure that boom is not in the scene, not in the shot. If you're a scripty, script supervisor, the script supervisor job is to make sure the continuity of the scene is okay. Everything, the lines are being delivered the correct way. You know, the ADs, every position on set and in the office, you have to study, you have to learn, and you got to be a master of those crafts. Because if you half-assing any of that stuff, you're gonna have a doo-doo film production. Your shitty film production, your production gonna be no quality. People gonna be all disgruntled and all that. It's gonna be. I worked on many film sets. I've been on many film sets. I've been on some great film sets. Like, man, this is a good family, good camaraderie. And I've been on some shitty sets where it was just boo boo. The crew was disgruntled, mad, and walking off on set, and people. It was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? I've seen different type of. I've seen actors with egos as big as the big as a blimp, and then I've seen actors with that was just humble, very humble. The most humbling actor I worked with, and it was Derek Luke. When I worked with Derek Luke on Glory Road, seeing how humble that guy was. I mean, I've been with a lot of humble actors that they were very humble, but Derek Luke was super humble. You know, he had his Bible with him on set, he had his wife. You know what I mean? It was just off the chain. I like he was just a humble guy, easy to talk to. Answer questions. Blair Underwood's another humble one. He was very humble. Gave me a good speech. I'll never forget the speech he gave me back in when we worked on Mama Flores Family. LL Cool J, he's humble, although he was mad at me for an issue on when I worked on NCIS Los Angeles. There was a situation that happened, which I'm not gonna talk about on this show, but when we worked again on Grudge Match, he remembered who I was, and it was just funny. I was like, oh, he remembered me. I just thought he was still mad at me, but other than that, it is what it is. But he's humble though. But he forgave me for the situation that happened in NCIS Los Angeles. So that's why I say he's very humble. Um, there's an actor I've seen. There's many actors I've seen that is very, very egotistical or over the top. Um, I'm talking about. I mean, Lindsay Lohan was one that she was over the top. That I thought her ego was out there. Lindsay Lohan was off the chain. When I worked with her, and there was another actor named Dominic Parcells. We was working on Prison Break, and he got into an altercation with Kevin Hooks, the director, because I don't know what it was. I was a stand-in too on Prison Break, and Dominic Parcells, cool actor. I mean, he was easy to talk to. His stand-in would do his thing. I was Rockman Dunbar stand-in sometime, or I was Amari Nolasco's stand-in sometimes. It just depends. I flip-flop. We'll flip-flop between Rockman or I was Amari or whatever stand-in. But anyway, while we're all stand-ins on the set, and it was on the scene, we're in this meal, and it's cold. It's real cold at night, and Kevin Hooks wanted the shot, and Dominic had this attitude towards. And the funny thing about this, before I say anything, Dominic worked on the Blade 3 like a year prior, and he was talking about how Wesley Snipes was hard to work with, and how him and Wesley got into it, and all this and all that, right? And I'm listening to him like, wow, Wesley's bad. It's hard. I never worked with Wesley Snipes, so I didn't know. And I'm listening to him, and the picture that he painted about Wesley Snipes, to me, I'm saying, man, he's bad like that. Listening to Dominic, what he was saying, the stories he was saying about how he hated working on Blade, right? And while we working on Prison Break, and then he got into it with Kevin Hooks, where they had to shut down set for like 40 minutes because they almost went to punches and went to blows. I'm sitting there, get into that altercation like that. That was off the chain. I'm sitting there like, but nobody got fired. Of course, he's working on a new Prison Break now and all that. So it was a major disagreement between him and Kevin Hooks. It almost came to blows. But it didn't. And that was unprofessional. And I lost respect for Dominic for that. And I started to think, was Wesley Snipes the one that was the one hard to work with, or was it you? Because of the situation where he didn't want to do what Kevin Hooks asked him to do. He had his, I've been acting for this long, the ego thing. I'm sitting there like, wow, that's kind of crazy. And anybody on set that was with me that day will corroborate what I just said, because that was kind of jacked up. Anyway, but that's Prison Break, and that was history. That's a lot of set. I have a lot of set memories, yo. Like a lot of set memories. Working on a lot of being in the biz for almost 20 years. I have buku memories of all kind of stuff. Being on set, behind the scene, and all that stuff. Being a PA on a bunch of TV shows and music videos and things like that. I have a lot of stories. Anyway, there was something else I wanted to say about, Prison Break was a good show. I worked on from episode 1 all the way into the last episode of the year. I worked on it as a PA. I was an extra. I was a featured extra. I was a utility guy. I worked everything on that show just to get in there and get my foot in the door. There was this one episode that we worked for. Oh, that's for this one to come. I said, being on set, that was this director got fired because we was there all night. We went into golden hours, and the filming, it's like he used a lot of, I don't know what it was. I guess he didn't, I don't know what was going on with this cat, but I know he wasn't working anymore, and they had another director. They fired this director. I can't remember what episode it was. I mean, I know what episode it was because it was nighttime. It was cold as ever. We was at the Joliet prison. We was in it was towards the latter part of the season, towards the ending when he got fired. I think a producer got fired. You know, it was a lot of interesting stuff on Prison Break, but it was still like a family bond. We all jailed, and then when they said they was going down to Texas, that we think we was gonna do a season 2 in Chicago, and went down to Texas, and it was wah wah wah. Wow. But that's when I was. Oh, that's another thing. When you're an actor and you get these, when you're an aspiring actor and you get these people, these directors, numbers and information, and or actors' numbers and information, if you so happen to build a rapport with them to exchange numbers like that, don't burn your bridges. Don't overly call. Like Kevin Hooks, he gave me his number. You know what I mean? Back then, and I wanted to work so bad on Prison Break season 2, and I kept blowing his phone up. And I'm young. I'm 35 years old, 34 years old, 35, I believe. Um, 34 going on 35, and I really want to get in this. I really want to work on Prison Break and get my foot out there, and I want to do more with the production and stuff like that. And I kept blowing his phone up till I guess he changed his number. And that's something you don't do. You don't just keep blowing up. You don't do that. I learned from that one. I was like, damn, I fucked up. That was me and Kevin Hooks. I could have built a stronger rapport with Kevin Hooks if I would just been patient and stopped being overly aggressive, trying to call him and talk to him all the time. Overly aggressive. Don't be overly aggressive. That's what I want to say. See, I made a lot of mistakes on my journey. I may have inadvertently burned some bridges in my journey, especially when I did the NCIS Los Angeles thing. I burned a lot of bridges on that one. That was inadvertently though. It was due to some situations that was going on outside. That's another thing. You cannot let outside hardships affect your work. You can't let stuff at home, relationship issues, or anything stop you from your work. If you do that, you will never have a job. You have to, whatever you got issues you got at home, you leave that at home and be professional at work. I've learned a lot on this journey. I'm telling you, the do's and don'ts. I should write a book, say the do's and don'ts in the film business. The do's and don'ts. You know what I mean? As a screenwriter, I made a lot of mistakes as a screenwriter. Grammatical errors, typos, the tenses was wrong. The story arc was all jacked up. All that. I've learned from my mistakes. You gotta learn to take constructive criticism. You can't take constructive criticism, don't be in the business. Don't be in no business, because if you can't take constructive criticism, my brother was notorious for not taking constructive criticism. My brother's a rapper, and he can sing and rap. And his rapping is phenomenal. But his singing, he used to crack a lot. His singing is a lot better now, but he could not take constructive criticism for shit. And that was annoying. Like, man, you could be Mo Fi if you take constructive criticism. You know what I mean? You gotta take constructive criticism. And if somebody coming at you with destructive criticism, that's kind of jacked up. I take haters, all that stuff. I take all of it and just use that and build me stronger. That's all. I take all people, take haters and build it. I build from that. Now, this show, I went on talking, and I usually do 2 songs. I got 4 minutes left, and I'm not playing another song. We'll play the outro song. So I'm going to take this time to get shouts out. I'm going to shout out to my manager, Kaiser. She's doing great. I want to shout out to Michael and Joy, the Michael and Joy show, because I was on this show this morning on Periscope, and she gave me a shout out twice. I want to shout out Albie Shore, gave me 2 shout outs last night on his show, the Secret Garden show. Shout out to Albie Shore. Shout out to Rodney Perry. I want to shout out to all my Lim Dunnigan, my homeboy Lim Dunnigan, Patricia Jackson, Jerica Jackson, Keandra Jackson. I said Keandra Jackson. I'm not saying it's not Jackson. Keandra Glenn Marsh. You know, um, Deontrell Jackson, Jay Jackson, um, Darnley Edgehill, William Brown, Nicole Snedeker, Sean Snedeker, um, Julian Mallory, Andrew Blood. Man, everyone that was supporting me on this journey, everyone who supported me on this journey, I just want to thank you all for so much. If it wasn't for you all, I mean, I don't know where I'd be right now. You know, Meta World Peace will win the bell ring, something creative, post game, Bare Knuckle Media, Brad Boris, the Boris family, you know, Roz Williams, you know what I mean? Just the whole film independent family, you know, the Spirit Award family working on the Spirit Awards, which led to the opportunity to do Win the Bell Rings, you know. Win the Bell Rings is a 4-time award-winning documentary starring me about my comeback into boxing. You can check it out on Vimeo on demand, on all video on demand platforms. You can go to iTunes, Amazon Prime, Amazon. You can go to Google Play, PlayStation. You can go to PlayStation Network or PlayStation Plus, I think it's called, or Xbox. You can check it there. You go to YouTube and you can rent it from YouTube and buy it off of YouTube as well. I just saw that a few months ago. Like, oh man, it's on YouTube too. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's all over the place. You can get When the Bell Rings. Very inspirational documentary. It was quoted and it was said that it's one of the best documentaries of all time. I'm glad to be a part of it and glad it's my life to motivate other people. With that being said, I know there's more shout outs I want to do. I want to shout out to a lot more people, my friends, my fans, Stars, QA. I want to just shout out to everybody who support me, all my Facebook friends, Facebook family, Twitter family, Instagram family, Snapchat family, everyone. Thank you very much. Much love to you. Outro song coming right now. Yeah. Dino Well Show, yo. Something I should do the So Gone Challenge, huh? I might do it. You know what I'm saying?